For hundreds of years, the Zyran Dominion ruled the Orion Arm. Their fleets were the largest in the galaxy. Their weapons burned worlds. No empire dared to fight them. Their laws were strict. Their power was absolute. But there was one rule even they did not break. One silent command carved into every star map. Do not wake the humans. This rule had existed long before the Dominion rose to power. It was written in the language of many species. It was carved on warning buoys around a single dark planet that humans once called Earth. No one alive had ever seen a real human. But the stories remained. The stories said humans had built weapons that could split stars, that they were fearless, clever, and dangerous, that when they fought, they never surrendered. And then one day they disappeared. They sealed themselves inside huge cryovaults and slept, and the galaxy learned to stay away. The Emperor's command on the throne world of Xeris Prime, the High Regent of the Dominion, Valtor Zin, stood before a massive star map. His advisors surrounded him. His robe shimmered with gold light. The humans have been gone for 3,000 years, Valtor said slowly, and yet their sleeping vaults remain. Do you not see it? It is power. Power waiting for someone brave enough to claim it. A silence filled the chamber. One advisor, a thin, gray-scaled creature named Sieran, stepped forward. My lord, the warning is older than all of us. No empire has ever broken it. The last who tried vanished. Valtor laughed, a deep, cold sound. Old stories to scare younglings. We are the Dominion. We rule 500 worlds. What are a few ghosts from the past to us? His generals bowed their heads. No one dared speak against him, and so the order was given. Send a fleet. Open the vault. The arrival a massive battle fleet cut through the black of space led by the dreadnought Dominion's Fist. Admiral Kalen Zor stood on the command deck. He was a tall, proud Zyran with scars across his face. He had conquered 20 star systems, but now as he stared at the dead Earth spinning below, a strange feeling crawled up his spine. Begin scanning, Kalen ordered. Sir, a young officer said nervously. The buoys are still active. The holoscreen lit up. Giant satellites floated around the planet, flashing red symbols, warnings in hundreds of languages. Do not enter, do not wake them. Kalen frowned. Deactivate the buoys. We can't, sir. The codes are locked, ancient, more advanced than ours. Kalen forced a smile. Then destroy them. Missiles streaked through the void. One by one, the warning buoys exploded in silent fire. The blackness of space swallowed the light. The last warning of the past was gone. Prepare the boarding teams, Kalen said. The cryo vault was buried deep beneath the remains of a ruined city. The landing team stepped into the cold darkness. No wind moved. No light shone. The city was dead, but it still felt alive. Lieutenant Nira Vex, leader of the ground team, raised her rifle. There's something wrong here, she whispered. This place doesn't feel empty. Her squad walked through broken streets, their boots echoing. They reached a massive black door with no seams, no locks. A perfect wall of human engineering. A scanner drone floated forward and touched it. The wall lit up. Blue light ran across the surface like veins. The symbols were human, old but sharp. The door opened with a deep rumble that shook the earth. Behind it lay a chamber the size of a city. Thousands of pods lined the walls like honeycombs, glowing faintly. Each pod held a human, sleeping, waiting. Nira stepped forward, her eyes wide. By the stars, they're not dead. Take samples. Open one, Kalen's voice came over the comm. The first mistake, Nira hesitated. Sir, are you sure? That's an order. The team placed their cutting tools on the first pod. As the seal hissed, the room seemed to grow colder. The lights flickered. The air vibrated. The human's eyes opened. They were not like Zyrans or any other species. The human's gaze was sharp, bright, awake. His chest rose slowly. His hand clenched into a fist. Every machine in the chamber came online. The soldiers backed away. One shouted, Sir, the vault is activating. Kalen barked orders. Contain the human. But before they could act, the entire complex roared to life. Hidden turrets unfolded from the ceiling. Drones, silent and black, lifted into the air like a swarm of predators. And then the human spoke in a language older than the Dominion. Who touched the door? Across the galaxy on Xeris Prime, alarms rang through the High Regent's palace. A hologram of Admiral Kalen appeared, his face pale. My lord, he said, the vault is active. Something is happening. Valtor smiled. Good, bring me their technology. But the palace AI interrupted. Warning. Unauthorized signal detected. Origin Earth. The Dominion's main battle network, a system that controlled every ship, every defense, every drone, flickered. In seconds, it was no longer theirs. Valtor's smile faded, the awakening in the vault. Thousands of pods opened like blooming flowers. Humans stepped out. Their movements were slow at first, like people remembering how to breathe. But their eyes were focused, alert, ready. They were soldiers. They were the last army of Earth. A woman with a commander's insignia stepped forward. Her name was Captain Imani Cade. She looked at the Zyran soldiers trapped in the chamber and tilted her head. 3,000 years, she said softly. You shouldn't have opened the door. Nira raised her rifle. Her hands trembled. Stay back. But the human soldiers didn't need to attack. The Zyrans' weapons jammed. Their comms died. The drones they had brought turned against them. Kalen's voice crackled over the comm. Fall back! Fall back! But it was too late. The humans had already taken control. The turning of the sky above the planet, the Dominion fleet prepared to fire. But their targeting systems went dark. Their engines cut out one by one. Every ship turned its guns not at Earth, but at each other. Who's controlling this? A panicked officer screamed. Kalen stared at his screen. A single line of human code scrolled across it. We are awake. And then, the Dominion fleet, the most powerful in the Orion Arm, fell silent. The human signal. The humans broadcast a single message to the entire galaxy. Every world, every station, every ship received it. The message was simple. A woman's voice, calm and clear. You were warned. You did not listen. We remember what was done. This galaxy is under Terran protection once again. If you do not wish to burn, do not stand in our way. The Zyran Dominion, which had ruled for centuries, suddenly felt small. The Emperor's fear on the throne world, Valtor shouted at his officers. Regain control. Destroy the signal. We can't, my lord, one officer cried. They're in the core systems. They're everywhere. Valtor slammed his fist against the armrest. For the first time, the mighty High Regent felt fear. He whispered, What have I done? The first step on Earth, Captain Imani Cade stood at the highest point of the ruined city. Black human ships rose from underground hangars. Their engines glowed silently. They didn't need to speak. Their technology spoke for them. She looked at the stars above and whispered to her second in command, 3,000 years asleep. And the galaxy forgot why it feared us. Her officer nodded. Do we go to war, ma'am? Cade's smile was cold. No, we finished the one they started. The fall of Dominion. In just 2 standard hours, the Dominion lost control.